Hi, John Wooten, product manager for the Elite product here with you today, going over some things we did in the last quarter, just to give you a little bit more insight into what we did. We did some really exciting things, and right out of the gate, we did some work around AI, and so we built something called the AI Supercharger. And so from a header record or from a serialized item, as long as you have the manufacturer and model in the asset tab filled out, you can go into modify mode, which will light up the AI supercharger option. And when you select that, it will go out into the World Wide Web and use AI to capture a description, an alias, specs, and pictures. And so then you have the option to be able to select what you want to import. And so you can select the images you want to import, the alias you want to import, and the specs. And you have an opportunity to modify those as you see fit before you do that. And then when you hit OK, what that does is it goes in and it automatically updates the item record. And so your pictures update, your specs update, and then another really cool feature, kind of a version 2 of the supercharger that we did, is it will also, if length, width, height, and fuel capacity are included in the specifications, it will update those also on the options tab. So with a few clicks of the button, you're powering up Elite quite a bit, and then also it can help support your storefront or website. And so that's a really cool part of the AI functionality we've been building out. And then we didn't stop there. We have more AI that we did. And so from your help option in the right menu, we have something now called an AI support chatbot. And what this does is this is a chatbot that goes out and looks at our knowledge base and finds the answers you want. So I might type in something like, what do the availability colors mean? And you can type that in, and now what it does is it goes out and searches our entire knowledge database thoroughly. It scrubs the whole thing and looks through every article, every document we've got, every sentence we've got in our knowledge base. So we're talking about millions and millions of things out there it's looking at. And then it comes back with a response. And it'll even give you a link to the source document. And so then you can actually go and look at the source document as well. And oftentimes there's other related things that help you understand what other things mean that were related to the topic you asked for. So that's a really helpful, makes finding out information about Elite much easier and more intuitive with that AI chatbot. The next thing we did is with our unified storefront rollout, and so this is the new version of integrated websites for our customers. We're with the ability to create a quote on those sites. We changed the way. The old way was that it went into a portal and you would convert them to quotes from this window. Now what they do is we're actually creating actual quotes in the system, but we're creating them as something called unverified quotes. And so on the browser side of the application, you would go here and you would select contract here, and then just hit the enter key, and that opens up the contract search option here on the browser side. And from here, you've got different options similar to Data Glance, and one of them is the unverified contracts. And so this means these are quotes that came in from the storefront that need to be verified. And so they're not ready to be used. They're not ready for prime time yet. This is kind of somebody's to-do list to respond to these, reach out to the customer, make sure they know what they're getting, make sure they understand the price, dot I's, cross T's around delivery and all of those things. Then hopefully you convert that to a reservation, send them a quick link, they pay for it, sign for it, and you're off to the races. So that's what this unverified contract view is right here. So that should help help you process web quotes a lot faster and a lot more efficiently. Okay, let's talk about integrations. So one of the integrations we just released in both Expert and Elite is a connection to bidadoo for equipment valuations. And so if I, let me go to a serialized item here. And if I go from a serialized item and go to the tools option and I select the option sell with bidadoo, I will get a form that brings over the make, model, the year, the serial number of that item, who I am. I can add other information as needed if I want to explain something to the bidadoo people. And then I hit send. And what that'll do is that will then just send an email directly to bidadoo. I'm in a test environment right now, so I can send that, and then the appraisal request is then sent to bidadoo. Bidadoo gets that, and then they reach out to you and start the process. And bidadoo is really cool because you don't really have to do anything. They evaluate the item, they take all the pictures, they post it, they guarantee the sale, they handle the transportation. So bidadoo makes things really easy to get rid of equipment. And then another integration we did was with Rouse. And so with Rouse, from an item record, in the analysis option, you can, once you're integrated with a Rouse, so the Rouse integration requires first that you're sending data to Rouse every day. And so that's part one, so that they can take your data, your transactional data, and use all of the rate information to add to their algorithm to return you the usable data you need. And so there's three different places that we show Rouse rate analytics. One is from the item record itself in file maintenance. And we don't have an actual Rouse account or own actual equipment or have actual transactions. So the data will be empty. But when you do click the rate analytics from file maintenance, it would show you in the same way you would see them in Rouse, all of your benchmark, your bottom quartile, your top quartile, all of those different rates as you name them and as you order them in Rouse. The other places we show Rouse rates is from item availability. So when you're integrated with Rouse and you go to item availability, you can click on the rate analytics option here, and you would see your Rouse rates here. And then lastly, from a contract, if you go to set a special rate from a contract, you'll have a show rate analytics option there where it would display those Rouse rates, and then you can set your special rate on the fly with being able to reference the Rouse rates right below there. So that's super convenient and a really great way to utilize Rouse on the fly as you're writing contracts. And then one last integration we did, for those of you who haven't heard, is we have an integration with Samsara now. So it will update routes to Samsara from our dispatch center. It will also accept the GPS device triggering through geofences for arrived and departed timestamps into the dispatch center. So very much like the TSO integration we've had for years, this is the next version of that using Samsara devices and the Samsara application. In terms of, we've done some things around our payments in the last quarter. One of the big things we did is we're rolling out ACH on our consumer portal. So when you send consumers a quick link to pay, you can set up the option to use ACH, and we utilize Stripe behind the scenes for our ACH payments. One thing that they do is they're deducting the cost of that transaction at that time, which is a little different than it's been done in the past. And so we created a really great reconciliation tool that helps you reconcile so that your bank records match with your Elite records, and that the actual deposit made from the ACH less that fee matches what you see in Elite. And so that's a really great bookkeeping feature to keep you balanced there. We've also done some stuff with our integration with our mobile app, PUR1. And let me show you what we did there. So the first thing we did, if you haven't seen it yet, is we added the ability to add fuel on the fly when the item's on an open contract. So I'm just gonna bring this up here, and so here's a 6K telehandler that's been on rent. It is currently it's still on rent. Excuse me. And so you'll see up here that we have now a fuel icon. That's going to show up when the item is still on an open contract, and it can be on multiple open contracts. And when I select it, you have the ability to then enter amount of fuel sold. If it were on, it's just showing one contract on this one here because there's only one contract, but if it were on multiple contracts, you could select which one you want to add it to. It might be on a work order or something like that as well. So this allows you to add that fuel. And when you add the fuel, let's just say we're adding 12.4 gallons and we save that. When we do that, that adds the line item to that contract automatically. That, of course, it has to be set up as a fuel item, which means it has a fuel capacity of greater than 0 set, and that it has a fuel item, fuel key set into it in the item record. Okay, and then another thing related to ready tag is that when a ready tag has been done, and we're going to go here and we're going to go find a light tower here that we've done previously. And so here's a light tower where a ready tag was executed, and so now in the edit history it will show who did it and what they did right up here. So in the item edit screen you'll get who did the ready tag and that it was set to ready. That's all I've got for you today. I really appreciate your business and using Elite and PUR1 and all of our e-commerce solutions. I hope your business is doing well and you have a great day.